That concludes the official business meeting portion of our program, and now we shift gears and begin our Alumni Association Awards Ceremony. I would like to thank the awards committee this year, chaired by AABC Vice President Francine Glick, class of '77. It's an exciting but almost impossible job to select the awardees among the many outstanding nominees, but the awards committee takes their role very seriously, and we appreciate their time and efforts. Thank you all. I would also like to acknowledge those in the room who are past recipients of these awards, in particular the awards for service to Barnard. Congratulations again to each of you, and thank you for your continued leadership and support of the college. It is now my honor to begin with the presentation of this year's awards. Our first award, the Award for Service to Barnard, was established in 1975 to honor alumna volunteers for outstanding service and devotion to Barnard College. Our first recipient of this award is Nancy Kung Wong, class of 1962. Nancy, come on up. We need you, Nancy. Yeah, come on. So Nancy Kung Wong, Barnard class of 1962. For 55 years, you have given time and attention back to your alma mater, and we are exceedingly grateful. We are awed by your career as a business executive with vast management experience in strategic planning, market research, advertising, and promotion. And we are so fortunate that you have brought your talents to alumnus service beginning in 1972 when you chaired and edited the 10th reunion class book. Your devotion grew and continued until 2008, when you wrapped up 4 years as a hardworking alumna trustee. During this period, you served as Vice President of the Alumna Association and took on the chairmanship of the AABC Strategic Planning Subcommittee. You have also been a tireless member of the Awards, Reunion, and Leadership Assembly committees, and have led your class as its President, Vice President, and Fund Chair. And if that weren't enough, you were a member of Barnard's Athena Society, and with your husband have generously endowed 3 scholarships at Barnard, because you know what receiving an education at an exceptional women's college can do. You have been an active volunteer for so many others, as well as with a special focus on healthcare and the arts. In every case, your sound leadership has helped strengthen these organizations, building pathways to an even brighter future. On the occasion of your 55th reunion, it is with tremendous gratitude and appreciation that we present you with the Award of Service to Barnard.
Thank you, Terry, and thanks to the AABC Board, especially to Vice President Francine Glick and the Awards Committee for this honor. Thank you also to Kat Tremmel, Executive Director of Alumni Relations. I'd also like to congratulate all of today's awardees and fellowship recipients. While I have always worked very hard and tried to do my best, I realize and appreciate that I have been very lucky in many ways. I was lucky when my family was able to come to the United States in 1949 when I was 7. That was the year the communists took over mainland China, where I was born. I was lucky to have parents who believed their daughters should get a college education as well as their sons. My mother did not have a chance to go to college in China as her brothers did. After we came here, she took English and other courses at night so she could get into NYU. She received her bachelor's degree from there when she was in her 40s. However, being Chinese, female, and older, she couldn't find a meaningful job in her field. In 1958, I was lucky to be accepted by Barnard, where I learned critical thinking, problem solving, taking initiative, and respecting different points of view. Barnard's president at that time, Millicent McIntosh, or Mrs. Mack as we called her, had a great influence on my thinking and my life. She told us that we, as women, could be whatever we want to be. It doesn't matter what we choose to be or do, as long as the choice is ours. I was lucky to have my husband's support and to have the chance to do well in my business career, becoming vice president of a Fortune 500 company. I made the choice to pursue a career after my daughter Christine and son Michael were in elementary school. So I was Chinese American, female, and somewhat older, but I had the opportunities that my mother did not years earlier. I must mention that in addition to Young, Christine, and Michael, I have been blessed to have 4 wonderful grandchildren. Given the opportunities I've had in this country, I want to give back where I can. I have been and am involved with a number of nonprofits. My priorities are organizations that help women and girls. Barnard is my #1 priority because Barnard does an exceptional job in providing an educational experience that empowers women to make a difference. It's gratifying to see Barnard increasingly sought after and outperform our peer colleges on all admissions measurements. Barnard has been able to do so much, even though our endowment still lags behind our peers. Mrs. Mack talked about the importance of all alumni to Barnard, not just because of the financial support they can give, but also because of their contributions of ideas, time, and interest. I encourage you all to get as involved as possible because I have found serving the college on the AABC board, the Board of Trustees, and through my class and various committees to be very stimulating and rewarding. I have gotten to know more strong Barnard women and made more friends as an alum than when I was a commuter student. This award is icing on the cake. Thank you.
I have goosebumps. Our next service award our next award for service to Barnard is for Jan Vineker, class of 1972. Jan Vineker, Barnard, class of 1972. At this, your 45th reunion, we applaud your extraordinary service to the college. Even with a full-time career as an attorney and as U.S. General Counsel at British Telecom, you have never set Barnard aside. Starting from your days as a student, you were vice president of your class and a member and president of NACAC. Convening ice cream nights was your big and very popular idea. Who can object to that? Since then, as an alumna, your service spans the decades. 15 years as class president, active membership on several standing committees of the Alumni Association, and time on the AABC Board of Directors as chair of the nominating committee and master of multiple spreadsheets. I remember that one. And we are especially grateful that you were a founding member of Project Continuum, Barnard's innovative effort to strengthen ties between the college and women who have been alumni for 30 years or more. You chaired the Project Continuum Events Committee, planning walks, tours, and cultural outings that thoughtfully served the needs of this special group. Yeah. Please turn off your cell phones if you haven't. A decade ago, you cemented your devotion to Barnard by establishing the Jan Vineker Internship Fund, which has provided stipends to Barnard students so that they can take unpaid internships and gain valuable experience. And every year you give back even more by participating in the annual fund phonathon. On this occasion of your 45th reunion, it is with tremendous appreciation that we present you with the Award for Service to Barnard and for your tireless efforts on behalf of the college.
Thank you all so much. This has just been a thrilling gift. It is so nice to be appreciated. You know, it just made me very warm feeling. I do have to make this short. I had back surgery as my excuse, so I'm just going to say that I loved working for Barnard. I will continue to work with Barnard. I will continue to give back because what else do I want to do? I mean, it's a great place, and I love working with everyone that I work with here. So this is just an interim thing, and you'll see me around a lot more. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan. And finally, Marianne Lofrumento, Barnard class of 1977. So our final service award goes to Marianne, Barnard class of 1977. For 40 years, you have given time and attention back to your alma mater, and we are exceedingly grateful. And I, in particular, who followed you as president and worked alongside you as vice president, it was really an honor and a pleasure to work with you and to become good friends. You have excelled in a multifaceted career as pediatrician, filmmaker, and educator, and as a volunteer in the field of global health. But at the same time, you have shown your love and support for Barnard. Of course, you were a student leader and eventually student government president. Since then, as an alumna, you have served as class president for several terms and also as class correspondent and on multiple committees, including leadership committee. You served as vice president of the Alumni Association for 3 years and then as outstanding president of the Alumni Association for 3 years, as well as an alumna trustee and co-chair of academic affairs on the Board of Trustees. Fortunately for our students, you have been a generous mentor to those considering a career in medicine. And there's more. You have graciously produced videos for many special alumni events. We are also in awe of what you do outside of Barnard. Your career as a renowned pediatrician, your books, your video series, Simply Parenting, and your devotion to global health. In 2010, following the devastating earthquake in Haiti, you co-founded Hands Up for Haiti, an organization committed to improving the quality and sustainability of healthcare in that country in need. In the words of a classmate, you embody the truism that those who do the most give the most. Congratulations, Marianne, on your 40th reunion, and heartfelt thanks for giving so much to Barnard.
Very emotional. If I didn't hand that back, it might end up on the floor. So, thank you, Terry. Thank you very, very much. It was a wonderful pleasure to serve with Terry and then to watch her take over that role, which I took over from Frances. Thank you very much, Frances. Very much. I want to thank all my classmates and other alumna who had nominated me for this award. It was it was just a real honor and a privilege to receive this award. And it's hard to believe 40 years, but it goes by very fast when you're doing something that you love with people that you really, really enjoy working with. I would like to take a moment before I forget to acknowledge my husband, John Hallisey, who has been wonderful. We met our senior year here, so he's also celebrating his reunion today. I don't think he realized at the time that that meant 40 years of coming back to, but he has been right there supporting me in all my work that I do, and also a great support of the college itself. So thank you, John. Throughout what I call my Barnard career, people always come up to me and say, you know, you're very busy. Why on earth do you do all this for Barnard? Why do you do this? And I have three answers that I'd like to share with you. The first one is that I very much acknowledge I am who I am today because of what I learned and appreciated and absorbed here at Barnard. There is no doubt in my mind that all the things in my professional life that have happened, or even some of the things I've done outside of my professional life, they're rooted in the lessons I learned here. Not even all in the classroom. Some of it was very much outside of the classroom, where I first had leadership roles in my life. And it began a career of being able to take those leadership skills out into the world and to do whatever I could with them, and hopefully do some good. So I don't forget, and I'm very grateful to the education as well as the mentoring that I received here. I found my voice here, literally, and we were fighting at the time for women's rights, for equality, for social justice, and I've taken all those lessons out into the world as well, as many of us have. My work in Haiti, I have to speak and use that voice for people who cannot speak up for themselves, and to offer the help in places where many people, especially women, have not had the opportunities and the chances that for education and other things that the women who attend Barnard have. So it's always on my mind, education being so important to help advance people. The second reason is just the amazing community of women that I have met during my work here. I made friends during my years in college, but it's the friends afterwards. It's all the years of working with the Alumni Association. Everyone here who has done that knows that. The women of all different generations and all different walks of life with many points of view. And I especially loved when I was president of the Alumni Association. I could meet all the older alums who would have such amazing, interesting stories and lives. And you would just sit there and, oh my, wow, that is really fascinating, and it's so nice to meet you. And that's always been a pleasure. And another reason, third reason, is getting to know the new generation of Barnard women. I've had a lot of opportunity to encourage students to pursue careers in medicine, in global health, and public health. And it's been a wonderful opportunity to mentor some of them and get to know this next generation. They give me great hope for the future. Our world needs strong women leaders more than ever, and Barnard is dedicated to that mission. So my classmates, and many of the alums of the 70s, we always joke that we would probably not get into Barnard today. SAT scores, you know, all that. They didn't really, maybe they didn't mean as much back then. But thank God we did. We did get it. Because Barnard needed us. In the 70s, Barnard needed us. Many of us, including myself, we found those activist voices. We spoke, we marched, we protested against any merger of Barnard and Columbia, which was very, very much at risk of happening when we were here. And we were successful. We were loud, we made a lot of noise, but we were successful. We wanted to preserve the unique identity of Barnard College as a college for women, and that is a legacy that lives on today and hopefully will for many years. class of 77 people. Yes, thank you. But a lot of us are out there still. Guess what? We're still marching. We're still speaking up. We're still fighting for some of the things we were fighting about then, but definitely things that we're all passionate about now. And together, when I see the new generation of students from Barnard who are all entering the world with an incredible education and the ability to be leaders and to fight for things that they believe in, I have to tell you that I think this is a very powerful force for good in the world, and I'm very optimistic about the future. So thank you, Barnard. Thank you. You helped me discover my voice back in 1977, and throughout the years, you helped me strengthen that voice and to give it a resonance. I'll never forget what I received here and the path that it put me on. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Barnard.